Hey guys, Infidel1258 here. We're going to get into a conversation between me and Gameboy Ali. We talked about Splinterlands, we talked about how he got involved in the game, where we think the game is going, and so much more. This guy is on Twitch, he's on YouTube. You've seen him on Walking Keys and with Gank. And he's got a lot of wisdom about this game. He knows what's going on here, as well as with other games too. So I really enjoyed this conversation. I look forward to doing it again with you, Ali. And guys, without further ado, my name is Dwayne Cunningham. I go by Infidel1258, and we cover Splinterlands all day, every day. One of the ways we cover that and we do this is we do interviews with people from the community so that we can unpack for you the value proposition of Splinterlands, and also maybe some other tips and tricks about how you might be able to extract more reward from your time and attention within this game. If that sounds interesting, make sure you like and subscribe and stick around and stay tuned. Thanks, guys.
Just like the Chaos Legion cards.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a good insight to like see, who's really playing with what, and like trying to figure out the different tactics, to run with them.
With the new Chaos cards.
Yeah, with just the new Chaos cards.
What sort of participation is she getting? Is it like dozens and dozens, or just like how many people?
Oh, 269 people entered.
Wow.
Yeah, so I think like they all hear about it like from her stream too, and it's cheap to enter too. It's like 1 DC to enter.
Oh.
So that makes it so it's like easy for everyone, even if they can't make it, But
Yeah.
Usually there's quite a few people. Like when she streams on Twitch, there's always over 100 viewers.
Yeah.
At a time. So
she's so generous, and like, she's one of the people that I actually, this will be a question I'll ask you. She's one of the people that I saw on YouTube early on that made me, I don't remember if I watched her and then said, oh, I'll check that out, or if I was already checking out Splinterlands and then I ran into her. But she was one of those people that made me think I should start doing content. And, even 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 2019, I was just looking, like I was doing some videos on Splinterlands, and, nobody was watching, but I was talking about it because I saw other people doing it, and like Clove, who's been like an inspiration to you, and what got you started. Actually, don't even know what got you started with this game.
Oh man, to be honest, how did it start? It all really started like when I was playing on the Wax blockchain. That's how I really got into these games. And when I started playing like Alien Worlds, I found their Discord. From their Discord, I found like another Discord that was doing giveaways for people mining on the land. Giveaways always just kind of lure you into places that you might not be going regularly. You know what I mean? You're like, ooh, shiny. You just walk in over there, right? But so I end up in this Discord, and it felt like a gaming community, like when I used to play games and I used to run the team. That's how it felt. It felt like we were all a team and a community together. So then you want to like work together on like everything. So we'd like talk about everything from like head to toe, like the moon to like the earth, you know what I mean? And then from there, one day my buddy was just telling me, because I had created my own Discord by then, he's like, hey, because he'd already like kind of posted a couple things about Splinterlands, but didn't really fully catch my eye. And then he let me know, he's like, hey bro, I think this game is going to be massive. I think this is going to be like the next big thing. And this was in like probably the end of July or beginning of August, right? And then because he had posted something about airdrops and whatnot, and at that point, like he was making probably 700% or something, right, on the thing. So as he kind of told me, and he kind of just told me again, I was like, you know what, like I appreciate my friend a lot. I would love to game with him and everything. So I turned it on. I gave it a shot. Right when I turned it on, I started playing. I was like, oh man, this is fun. Like anything strategy wise, like I love that stuff because I love using my brain. Like for fun, we go out and play at the escape rooms, to try to solve all these puzzles and stuff. I like to be challenged, and I feel like, if there is more strategy involved and it's harder for players in general, then I'm gonna have an advantage because I get to use my mind, which I use every day on different things that I test myself on. So this game was like perfect for me.
Yeah.
And then after meeting the community, like watching your guys' videos, like I first watched Bulldog's videos and Splinterlands guides, and then your videos started popping up, and like really they give you like more insight, and it motivates you to try the things, you know what I mean? And like really understand what's going on. And then immersing with like the Twitch community. I first started watching, it was Clove that I watched.
Nice.
So that was what like really excited me. I was just like, ooh, and it started with just like the shiny, where it's like, hey, I got a little giveaway. I was like, ooh, I'm like, yay, because like I'm so into the game. I'm like, oh, that's so nice.
Yeah.
And then I got to see her videos where she would drop in on other people's streams as Santa Claus,
Yeah.
and just like making people's day,
I know.
like just coming in with a raid and like stuff like that just melts my heart. Like
Totally.
I know you're totally like that too. Like the second I seen something like that, you can feel the love in the community, that people just want to work with each other, just want to help. And I was like, this is beautiful. This is what I want to be a part of. I want to be like around positivity, and I
Hmm.
want to share my positivity with everyone too. You know
Hmm.
what I mean?
Totally.
Yeah.
I totally agree, and I love that. And the really cool thing, one of my favorite books is a book called Atlas Shrugged, and it's about I don't know if you ever read it, but it's about it's about a lot of things. But in short, it's about the idea that everybody gives X amount of ability, time, resources to the world. And that is going to be received by people, and it's going to be appreciated on some level, monetarily, probably. Like you're a singer, you sing songs, they're going to pay you to go to your concert. You write books, they're going to buy your books. You make railroads, they're going to pay you for that service. Whatever you do, there's a way to quantify that and get a value for it, for your time and attention. But in a way that's not you know it's so often, we talk about, especially in like 2021, we talk about like business, we talk about people making money as like almost like it's dirty. Like you hear people talk about like eat the rich, and we talk about like, Bezos is, there shouldn't be any billionaires. This type of rhetoric is out there. And here's the problem. I see, it's like, to me it feels like, look, they provide a service that changed our lives. And actually Splinterlands is another thing. It's changing people's lives. So it's amazing that people can offer that amazing service and unlock personal wealth for themselves, but then by association, like through a channel like yours and through a channel like mine, people can benefit by the service that we're providing while we benefit. So it's like this quid pro quo. This like,
Mm.
they scratch my back, I scratch theirs, and it's actually, it's a community of people all trying to better themselves, and that's, in my opinion, the best kind of community.
Yeah, I 100% agree. Even today, the stream that I did on Twitch was just teaching people how to get their foot in the door with blogging. You know what I mean? And how we can help each other by
Awesome.
upvoting each other. So even when they upvote someone else, they're earning a little bit that helps them, in their journey. Because for some people, they're not really as lucky as others, that maybe that little bit step by step can really make a big difference in their life, where
Hmm.
they can actually justify spending the time, doing something that's also fun at the same time. And
Totally.
at the same time, they get to learn and meet people in the community, which is great. So like keep doing that, and just giving back, and then everyone doing it in a circle and all pumping each other up. It
Hmm.
builds greatness. I think it's helping a lot of people build confidence. A lot of the people that have been started streaming
Hmm.
never really had that confidence before. Like they aren't even comfortable talking in front of people, and here they are with so much support because this game has brought us all together.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
And you know what I saw today? What was I looking? Okay, so I was looking at Google Trends, and on Google Trends, you ever use Google Trends to search keywords?
I do, I
Yeah.
do. I also use TubeBuddy. Have you ever tried TubeBuddy?
I heard you tell Gank about this, Gank and Walking Keys, I think, and I tried to download it, but I didn't. I didn't know that maybe I can't remember what happened. Like I didn't know how to link it to my actual account, or I didn't go with it. Like I haven't really delved into it, but I've heard you and another good buddy of mine tell me that I should be using it. It's a really powerful tool, I guess, right?
It is, it is. What's so unique about it is let's say that you're typing in certain kind of phrase with Splinterlands in it. It will show you all the different ones. It will show you how you would rank for it, how your competition ranks for it, showing you that competition that used these words, how many viewers they had, like for that video,
Cool.
and it really generates a lot of like extra information that would be harder to find like on your own for SEO. I've done SEO for business, I've done SEO in a bunch of different ways, and I found that this tool was just like, wow, it really blew my mind. And if I spend more time on it, I know I can like get it to work, because I have before. But I'm just starting to build. I was thinking like, you know what, I'm going to start building up my YouTube channel again.
Yeah.
It was more time consuming at first when I was doing it, because I was doing a lot of editing,
Yeah.
I was like throwing in all these like these animations I
Yeah.
made, and that stuff, I was thinking now, like if I do it, I'm just going to focus more on the content, right? And then in the future, if we can get the viewers up, then I will just hire someone to do
Yeah.
that extra stuff, because our time is valuable too, right? Like,
Exactly.
you're busy, you have a family and everything, and they're always going to be number one, right?
Yeah.
And that's the thing, is the more that I was doing that, I was kind of, not doing my other business and work as much.
Mm-hmm.
I was making other changes in my life that, I'm like, I'll just skip this workout. And then my whole life just kind of starts tilting, a little bit. So I'm really trying to like section out my time in different things,
Smart.
or like you, which I really love, is you'll do a stream and then you'll be like, oh, you know what? Let me record this part. I'm going to make a video.
Yeah.
And everyone understands and they love that, because, I love that. I think it's great because everyone appreciates your time, and you would hope so, because you're taking your own time out of here to educate people and just tell them about your experience.
Mm-hmm. And that's that thing, like I was saying earlier, it's like I can seek personal benefit, the financial benefit of running the channel, of getting those views by creating that content, but then it's not in isolation of other people's benefit. Hopefully it's adding value to the community, and it's creating a product that's going to be desirable for them to enjoy, and then help them, like I always say, go further, farther, faster in their own grind, and, extract more for their time and attention. It's like, so it really is, I can benefit, they can benefit, and Splinterlands can benefit, and so I love this thing, and I think that's all the power of blockchain too. But I wanted to, before I forget, I wanted to mention on Google Trends today, I was looking at the Splinterlands search, and Splinterlands, the key phrase Splinterlands has like gone off the charts. It's up to 100. Now the data is not fully in. It's on the 18th of December that this week will be closed, or that this 2-week period will be closed for that phrase. But it looks like the chart is going to 100. And Google Trends, the way it works is when you go to 100, it doesn't mean like 100 people searched to it. It means the most it's ever been searched ever.
Wow.
And that's in the last 2 weeks. And that's, remember, just recently Aggroed was on NASDAQ doing, I don't hear the interview, but I guess they spoke with them and did an interview about Splinterlands. And today in the video that's out later tonight, where I interview Aggie, pardon me, I asked him this question. I said, in 2022, we're looking forward to LAN, we're looking forward to esports, we're looking forward to modern versus wild, but what are you most excited about? And he said he's most excited about the partnerships. And I think he said, I have to rewatch it, but I'm pretty sure he said that there's something signed that we're going to know about soon. And he just talks about it like it's enormous. So, man, like as crazy as things have been. And you said when we kind of started the conversation, your friend got you in July or August, and you said you think it's going to be big, and it is getting big, right? But I think, man, we're just like taking a breather on our way up. What do you think about that? Have you seen the Google Trend data? What do you think about that?
I have not looked at the Google Trend data, but I'm not surprised. Like, this is, since I've been in, this seems to be the most hype that it's ever been, because, Chaos Legion just came out. This is a big turn of events where people are like, hey, I'm jumping in now. I'm committing now. There's so many people that are so like fully committed to this new, like, I'm even going to call it like an era of the game. You know what I mean? Like, they're fully immersed. I have every single person I talk to that is interested in the game is buying these packs, and they're going to be competing. Everyone has a plan, and it's all formulated from all this information, all these videos, that all the content creators are creating. Everything is being said on stream where they can ask any question they want. It's crazy because every live stream that people do is like an AMA.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we all learn data from each other. We all get information, and then we come to our own conclusions, and and we share that with everybody else. So every single person here has somewhat of a plan, and they're so excited that they're sharing it with everyone. Like I got a couple new players just in the game last week, you know, that are local around here. Like my friend that owns a barber shop, and now he's got his computer up in the barber shop playing it while he's cutting people's hair and whatnot. So people are like, "What is this?" So like, we're playing crypto games because he does haircuts for crypto too. You know what I mean? So everyone's coming in there like, "What's going on?" And like, yeah, it's just like this is just going to start trending, and as crypto games trends more, this is definitely going to get a lot more attention. And since it's been around for so long, they've really got to work out a lot of these bugs. Like after you watch a couple of AMAs and you know that they do them every week, it's like these guys care. Yeah. These guys have been listening for a long time, and all the time there's little updates that they don't even mention because that's how quick they're moving. I don't know if you played any games before this where they told you they're going to update something or there's like a big flaw in the game and you're just waiting months. Yep. People are leaving the game. People quit playing, all that. Yep. I just see the way that they address any issues as like, wow, it really blows my mind. Like my hat goes off to these guys. I'm so impressed. And I've done a lot of gaming in my day.
Yeah, me too, man. I don't know if I want to name some games by name, but yeah, no, very recently I've had that experience where they just, you know, I love the game and I'm playing it with my good buddy and it's just so buggy. And, you know, they obviously need to patch that something's going on and need to patch, but they don't have the team for it. They don't have the size for it. They don't have the money for it. Maybe I do believe the one I'm thinking about in particular, they had a ton of heart. Like it was a small little operation, and they had taken over a game that had pretty much fell apart. Lord of the Rings related game. It was a living card game. So not unlike Splinterlands actually, where you're gonna have like a team of good guys, Legolas, Gimli, Aragorn. You're gonna go fight like the dwarves or whatever. I mean the goblins. But it was all through PlayStation 4, and it was a great, like it's an excellent game, and they did a great job. But I from my knowledge of it, it was like a small team, 3, 4, 5 guys doing it because they love Lord of the Rings, and they didn't have the budget. And then the game just falls apart, and you know it just disappears because the bugs come, and then that's that because they don't want, no one's there to fix it. But Splinterlands had survived a full bear market, man, and come out swinging. And it's like another, you know, and then think of what the war chest. Think of how full the war chest is right now. For Splinterlands, like they're gonna sell. What are they gonna sell? 15 million packs, $4 a piece, $60 million, I think.
Yep.
And then all the new, so 400,000 starter pack. What are those called? When people buy a $10, like they buy a new account for $10, they get the starter pack.
Oh yeah, Spellbook.
Yes. So that's another, you know, 4 mil or something like that. So man, it's just like the war chest is getting fuller and fuller and fuller with this game, and that's gonna mean that they have the strength to survive for sure, like moving forward into the next bear market, and then until we get to the next bull market. So for me, you know, there's some cool games out there. I'm actually really like, I'd like to hear next question. Like, I'd like to hear what else you're playing, what else you like. But does anything compare in terms of what I just described, like that war chest full of money, and that seasoned experience having survived one bear market? Does anything compare? And what are you into?
I mean, I'm playing some games right now. One game that I just recently started playing was Thetan Arena. But you know, I don't know firsthand, but I have overheard, you know, that there have been some issues, you know, of them talking about banning people, even without warning them first, you know what I mean? Off of mistakes that some of the players might have not even known that they were doing. You know what I mean? And things like that. What I do understand is very important is really like talking to your players, you know what I mean? Like your community is so important. Like I've been part of other games that I don't really want to name exactly, but where in the Discord they would actually be talking crap to their players. You know what I mean? Like in a rude way. Like I don't need you, you can bounce. You know what I mean? Like, and when people start getting like that, you can just see the community just starting to turn away. Or when they change their word is never good. You know what I mean? Like you can only be tricked so many times and keep going like this. Like, yeah, I'm good with that. I'm good with
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
So there is a game that I am invested in. I do own 20 lands in it. That would be Ember Sword. It's a MMORPG that's going to be on the blockchain, but that's actually not out yet. So it's kind of hard to say, but they have raised a lot of money through land sales already. So let's hope that, they can really like have that kind of money and run with it.
Hmm.
But like, a game that's as big as Alien Worlds, like they were ahead with daily players ahead of Splinterlands forever. And now, like, they've kind of been teeter-tottering. But you would think that they had so much money put in there that these updates would have came a lot faster. Like this game seems a lot more complex. And yet, like when I was looking at that game, it was taking forever. They lost a lot of players,
Yeah.
they've been talking about creating like an arena for, man, probably since like April or March or something.
Yeah.
Like they do actually have a planet like that's linked to Binance and everything on there too. So like that's kind of big, but like they don't have gameplay like this.
No.
Like they weren't really letting us know like timelines and everything. Like there's whole plans laid out for Splinterlands, like they're always working on like adding people to the team. Like they're very vocal with what they're doing. And it makes me not even want to look at other places.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I've been disappointed like enough times. I do see some newer projects coming out. Some like Million on Mars I've been taking a little look at because I do know some of the people involved. So
Yeah.
I'm going to take a deeper look into that a bit later. But also been sent like a couple more projects that I want to look at. But sometimes I just like to hear the opinion of some of my friends. If my friend tells me, it's like, hey, I'm going to be way more willing to look into a project or
Yeah.
someone that I trust,
Yeah.
right? Then just looking at projects from scratch, because you can read the white paper and everything. That should be the first step if you are looking into something, is read their white paper, look at their roadmap, go into their like community, like things like their Discord, and make sure they actually have an active, like, a lot of active people that are talking about the game, that are excited about the game, that there's going to be that kind of support is really important too, right? Before you start making all these investments, you want to look into all this stuff, because anyone in this day and age can say they're going to make some sort of crypto game, can show you fancy images.
Yeah.
I could go on Fiverr right now and get something sketched up real quick that will look so bomb and
Yeah.
probably raise like, $500,000. It wouldn't be an issue. I have friends that are in Canada that are some of the leading have a leading game development company, and they're like my best friends. They're like they were like third fastest growing company in Canada or something.
Nice.
So it's like, I'm invested in that, and I watch them a lot. I've learned a lot from them about game development and stuff. So that's why when I see what they're doing here with Splinterlands, I'm just like,
Mhm.
like, wow, bro.
Yeah. To your point, that's like what you just said to me is like why you've reinforced where I'm at, which is that I'm interested in a few of those games. Like, is it called Thetan Arena? Is it Thetan Arena?
You see the Thetan or Thetan, or I don't know, because I hear people always saying it different.
Yeah.
I mean, depends on how you feel, right? You're like, yo, Thetan. You're like, yo, Thetan, bro. I don't know. Whatever makes you smile,
It
right?
looks good, man. It looks good. Like, it looks fun. Like, I think I might enjoy playing that. But in terms of investment, no. And I'll tell you why in a second. But also Alluvium, it looks like the trailer looks
Oh,
sick.
wow. Yes.
But again, in terms of investment, I'm not interested. I'm not biting anything right now, because here's why. I think, like I was saying earlier, I think there isn't anything like Splinter, even Alien Worlds, the way, they came out the gate hot and they sold, like they got a lot of players, probably got a lot of money. And they never had that, to my knowledge, they never had that period of time where no one was really playing it, but they kept developing anyways. And that's what Splinterlands had. That's like those lean years made to, in my opinion, like strong commitment. It showed you that they love what they're doing and they're going to do it regardless of whether they got a home run or whether they didn't. And those other games might all be here in 4 years, but I don't know that. I feel like I would bet, maybe I'd bet like $100,000 that Splinterlands will be here in 4 years. I'm not saying I'm gonna. I'm just like I might seriously consider that, because I feel very strongly that it will be, and I say that because of the history of where it came from, and not like I said the war chest, but also they came out of that bear market, and they, you know, there was when I was playing this game, like in the early goings, there's like 1,000 daily active players, 1,000 people in the world playing this game. And now we've got 400,000 or 350 or sometimes 500,000 daily active players. I know that they're not all players. Some are bots. Okay, whatever. They're each accounts. And even if half of them are bots, which I don't believe, but that's still 250,000 people that are, you know, that are out there that are playing this game. And that's 250x from when I remember playing it. So we've come from so little, and I feel like we're going to just keep on going. And then land is exciting, and modern versus wild format, and SPS and governance. And you know what I mean? Like, it's just one thing after another with this thing. And then Rift Watchers, and then, you know, crazy.
And even when they're talking about possible boss fights and stuff like that, like, bro, don't make me fall off my chair. Like, I gotta hold on to something. You know what I mean?
Totally, man.
I imagine whether you're gonna play them with yourself, or imagine we could team up with each other and try to take down bosses. Like, that would be the sickest thing ever. Oh my.
Yep. I was talking to Aggie about that today, and it's going to come out tonight in the interview. But by the time this episode, this conversation with me and you goes live, that'll already be out. And he specifically said that boss fights are going to happen, but they're going to come after the land. So it's based on land. So we got to get the land out. The land's got to be right, and then that's going to happen, and we'll be as I understand, like PvE, like me and you and all the land, maybe the community of people in that neighborhood will like, we're going now, and you send them your troops, and yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
Oh, that's cool, man. And some animations and stuff, you know, like they're just working on so much. I almost feel like a proud parent, you know, when I look at it. It's like, good job, very good. Like, here's a cookie, you know what I mean? Like, it's just too good, man. And the people in the community, you know, like I was watching Gank and Walking Keys live yesterday, and you know, I was just because he was talking about a card, and I just made a comment about the card, and Gank, you know, bless his heart, he sent me a Chaos Dragon. I was like, oh, and that's one of the only cards I didn't bid on, because I was just like, you know, it's still kind of expensive right now for like just where I'm at in my plans for the game.
Yeah.
You know, so I bid on almost all of the new like Chaos cards I didn't have, except for that one. And like, yeah, he sent that over to me. Like my other best friend that I used to play games with, you know, where I used to like run a guild, and like I had passwords to every single person's account in like my team. I'd help them like beat these bosses and stuff when they couldn't do it, and I actually ended up flying halfway across the world, meeting these people in my guild. Like I met a ton of them in Singapore. You know, we went in, like I went to Sentosa Island, and yeah, and my friend there, you know, like I keep telling him like, yo, you got to keep your assets, because I'm training them. I'm trying to help them with some investments, just some plans for the future. And he bought me a Quicks summoner because he knew that I didn't have one. He sent it over to me. I'm just like, man,
yeah. I'm
just speechless. I'm like, you guys, you know, like, because I do it out of the kindness of my heart for anyone. You know what I mean? If someone hit me up on Discord, they're like, can you please help me? I'm stuck in the game, you know, at a certain level. I'll do my best to take time out of my day, and I'll go on a Discord like chat, like how we are, you know what I mean? I'll share my screen, they'll share their screen, and then we'll just go over things. Yeah. And it's like, yo, I hope that helps you. And just making a difference just one by one, I think a lot of people in this community are willing to do. And that's what's really going to make this community so tight-knit, which it already is. It's going to keep it this way.
I totally agree, man. And that's one of my favorite things about that's one of my, how do I say that? It's like one of the things that I've been trying to really do, which is that like commit to offering value regardless of whether I see a positive return financially or whatever. But then knowing that if I commit to that, or at least trusting that if I commit to that, I do my best, and I pour into these videos, or I'm like answering questions, I'm going to build a community of people who understand, that I'm doing my best to pour out that value. And then I've seen it, man. I've seen the response is like like lots of support, encouragement, and cards, and like all different ways of blessing, like members and on and on. So
Hmm.
I love it, dude. This, yeah, you're right. This community is amazing, and I mean, I had 60 subscribers like July 27th, and I'm like 5,600 now, or 5,500 or something.
Yeah. No, I'm so excited sharing your little YouTube on stream. Like, look at my boy go, man. It's like, and it's been lots of commitment, and it's so good. Like, I love reading the comments. I love everyone being so supportive in there, and it really keeps you motivated. And
Definitely.
you work so hard on it, and you're so genuine, like
Thanks, man.
wholeheartedly, like into it that. I would hope that you can be like compensated, like just as a little extra bonus for doing what you love. Then that way it actually makes it easier for you to take more time away, because this is taking time away from your family.
Mm.
Like I'm not sure what you do for regular work, or if you're still doing that, but it's like there's a lot of time like committed. Like, I know when I'm taking the time off, I'm most likely losing money. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like, while I'm doing it, right? Because I could be out there working on something else, but I'm out here living my dream. Just like being out here, just like talking to you, and just enjoying my time, and talking about the game I love,
Yeah, man.
and just helping people. Like, if I could just help people all day, and we could all just smile, and like just be
Mm.
better people, like, and we could make kind of money doing it, so we can
I
survive.
know.
Like,
I
that would
know.
be the best.
It's
That's
so
it.
crazy. And then
Like,
like
here.
you're saying about your crew in Singapore, and a good number of time and attention guild mates are um like Philippines and like Southeast Asia. Like there's a whole section of the world that hasn't touched this thing yet, that absolutely could have life-changing wealth from this. And I don't say that from like a moon boy position. I mean, like a few dollars could change someone's life. And this thing can do that. So it's like, I just feel like we are like with the Google Trends stuff, with what we know from what Agri and Yaba have told us about where this is going, and with the history of where it's come from. I'm so and like you've been pointing out, the community that we see growing here, and the like coming together that we are all offering each other. To me, this thing is just awesome, and I hope everybody is as excited as I am about it. And man, I really appreciate you making the time today. Do you? I
Yeah.
probably should wrap up, but tell the people about your channel. Tell them, like, what do they need to know? How, are you on Twitch or on your YouTube? How often are you on there? What can they expect from your channel?
You guys can catch me on my Twitch channel. My Twitch channel is twitch.tv Gameboy_Ali, which is ALI. And I am streaming. Lately, I've been streaming every single day, sometimes 2 times a day, because I'm so hyped about this new Chaos Legion. But I try to make time all the time, and sometimes you'll catch me, during like a regular Pacific Standard Time, and sometimes I'll start streaming at midnight, so I can catch all the Filipino side of things, right?
Hmm.
That's a lot of fun. I've been posting, a little bit more on my YouTube, so you can catch my YouTube at youtube.com/Gameboy Ali in one word. And yeah, other than that, I just do, some blogging on Splinter Talk and all that fun stuff. I wanted to say one more
Sure,
thing.
man.
There's something else that I was excited about. Oh yeah, another thing that could really help, the growth of this game in the future is when they're talking about scholarships.
Yes.
Yes, because like, hey, that can really change the life of a lot of people, like
Mm.
mostly in like third world countries and stuff. That's the
Mhm.
beautiful part about this game is people can delegate cards. You don't have to give your cards away,
Yeah.
and that can really help someone a lot too. So,
Perfectly safe. They're going to be returned to you in perfect condition, and they're going to generate revenue, and there's going to be some revenue sharing opportunity. That it's like, there's tons of people, myself included, who have cards they can't play with or don't play with because it's like, I've been too busy lately with this bulk buy. So I'm sitting on 1.7 million power, and it's just getting like, it's not being played. What if I could, through smart contracts, and you can, through using the posting keys, you can like, or delegations and stuff, you can arrange setups where you're right, man. Scholarships to get people going and let them run with that and put it to work. Love it.
yeah, beautiful.
Yeah. Crazy times. Okay, man.
Yeah,
Well,
man.
I guess we'll leave it there, but thank you very much for making the time today. I know, like, I popped in on Game Boy this today, and I was like, are you now? Like, what about in half an hour? What about an hour? So I'm glad we made it work, dude. Thank you very much.
And me too, brother. I hope you have a blessed day. Thank you
too.
so much for having me on here.
You too. I can't wait to do it again.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Well, I hope you have a great day. See ya.
Thanks, man. Bye for now.
Bye.